Hi everyone, and welcome to your monthly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the month of September 2024. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you have a situation you want me to take a look at, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. And if you want to learn how to read tarot like I do, you'll find information on my introductory tarot course below. I'll be doing 7 card readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot of the Divine with Snowflake Obsidian, the Radiant Wise Spirit Tower with Red Jasper, and the Borderless Rider-Waite Smith with Tiger's Eye. We also have 4 different Oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which Oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. All right, group 1, let's see what we have for you for September. So in the present energy, what is that? The Page of Swords, the 9 of Coins, and the 7 of Cups. Really interesting mix of energy. So, it's looking like there are a lot of lessons that the month of August has brought you, and it's looking like a lot of independence and confusion. Let's see if the past... Okay, so I'm not sure. Obviously, this is a collective tarot reading, so I'm not sure if the 6 of Wands reversed in the past is a delayed victory or something that went wrong or a prevention of a victory. It's very difficult for me to tell. Let's look at the incoming energy. Oh, the Hermit. I don't think it really matters. The main advice card is, what is this? The 9 of Wands reversed, okay. And supporting advice is the 3 of Cups with, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun reversed. Okay, this is, oh my God, look at how crooked that is. Let me just make sure that the pyramid is correctly placed, but I just wasn't paying close enough attention to its orientation. How's that? Oh boy, okay. You know what? You've waited long enough. I'll see you right now. Group 1, actually. This is a really interesting message. I really like it. The thing that leapt out first was that we have the triple 9s here. And the funny thing about the first thing that I just pointed out after unpausing is that I don't even know what I have to say about it, because right after I realized something else, which kind of gave me the compulsion to just unpause, because I have the feeling that the reading as a whole is clear to me, you know? And immediately after noticing the triple 9s, I noticed that right next to the Hermit, we have the 3 of Cups as supporting advice. And these are kind of mixed messages on the surface. We have the isolation and wisdom of the Hermit, and we have the community, friendship bonds type of shit of the 3 of Cups here. And the aha moment that made me just unpause right away is the fact that it's looking like whatever confusion or not being sure which cup to pick with the 7 of Cups here, it might be that the only thing in your way right now is the to just have an outside perspective, to maybe ask a friend or maybe get that advice, because that might be also the message of the 9 of Wands as an enduring as the main advice card, because there is the 9 of Wands is an interesting card. It's the card of, you know, being strong enough to take on whatever challenges are in your way, but also having been through a lot. You know, it's the penultimate card of the pips in the Wands, you know? So how this plays into this message overall. And this is really reinforced with the Page of Swords here as the new student on campus. I probably say that phrase like 99% of the time that this card comes up. And yeah, I think that the thing that has been delaying the victory and the joy that comes from it, and and a reminder for the new people. The bottom of the deck underpins the entire reading. It's kind of in the reading and kind of not. But yeah, what might be delaying the victory here is the confusion that comes despite the independence and abundance and new knowledge that comes after having been through what you've been through, you know? And I think that the main thing to focus on, and since this is a monthly reading, it might be an invitation to kind of like listen to the signs or whatever. I know that sounds cryptic, but again, this is a monthly reading. So it might be that whatever confusion that you have as opposed to how do I get this win, despite everything that it feels like the perfect thing for you, you know, and yet there's something that's off, that you're confused about, to just ask, or not necessarily explicitly ask. It might also be a question of just being around this friend. Like this theme has been coming up a lot for me recently. The theme of maybe there's a friend you haven't seen in a while that you might do good for. That might not necessarily be the case for this, but I'm just throwing it out because of how often this theme has come up for me. This could be just really, it's funny how I'm spending so much more time on the supporting advice card than on the main advice card. But anyway, the community of peers with whom there's some kind of emotional investment, you know. So whether it's it doesn't have to be a friend that you haven't seen in a while, is what I'm saying. So yeah, honestly, let me just think here. Yeah, I don't think I've left much on the table. It's funny that the penultimate 9 of the pips, even though the Hermit is actually not a pip at all, is accompanied by a 3 and a 6, which are it's a very interesting combination. It's kind of like if the missing 9 comes from, you know, friends that, or, you know, people. I'm not going to give the whole spiel again. You get what I mean. I'm trying to wrap up. So yeah, that's really interesting. I'm going to abruptly end the reading there. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 2, let's see what we have for you for September. So in the present energy, we have, okay, don't panic. Okay, in the past, we have the 3 of Swords. Don't panic. It's looking clear that I'm gonna throw down all 7 cards and stare at this. In the incoming energy, we have the Moon. Main advice, we have the 3 of Cups reversed, and supporting advice, we have the King of Wands reversed with Death reversed at the bottom of the deck. This is too low. Let me just scrunch it up a little. I think it looks well oriented. My pyramid placement was so off. I actually nudged the pyramid a little. Okay, good. I'm gonna stare at these cards. I'll see you right now. Before I unpause, just for transparency's sake, oh my God, this is the second time that I do that. I was absolutely positive that this was Judgment under the Death card here. I don't really feel like explaining how I use the deck that is upside down here, but I'll actually complete staring at these cards right now. Group 2, before I start your reading, I just want to give you a little teaser. While I was staring at these cards, at some point I said, that's a great fucking moral out loud. So just keep that in mind as we proceed here, because it's looking like you had a pretty rough August. I'll put it that way. And the challenge with this reading is that these 2 advice cards, which we will get to, but I'm kind of just going to mention them right now and then circle back to them a bit later here. It's virtually impossible for me to parse these 2 advice cards, considering that this is a collective reading. And depending on your situation, the 3 of Cups and King of Wands both reversed might be saying very different things for you. But to sum up this situation, oh yeah, before I sum up the situation, one thing that I noticed right away after pausing, it's funny when it's someone else, I'll say it that way, but all the cards that, well, in this spread right now, all the cards that we're generally happy to see are reversed, and cards that we're generally not happy to see are upright. Fortunately, the thing is, I have the feeling that this Seven of Swords is not some sneaky person around you. I think that given everything that I've said thus far and given these cards where they are, that the Seven of Swords is an invitation for you to open your mind to different ways of proceeding given the events that have preceded this month, basically. And I think the confusing thing here is this Four of Wands reverse here. So, I called the Four of Wands the checkpoint card. It's like the initial milestone on your way to something bigger and the celebration and joy that comes thereof. We have the wreaths and all the flowers, the people celebrating in the background, all that shit. Yellow background, if that wasn't a clue enough. Hint, hint for people who hate the Seven of Swords. But regardless, the whatever is interfering with the celebration that is available to you right now, it's almost looking like something vexed you that is still with you in the sense that you're still fucking dealing with it right now. And that's what makes this reading a challenge to parse, especially with these things. Actually, let's go to this because it's the second time I've mentioned it. The Three of Cups and King of Wands. I'll just say it bluntly. For some of you, this is an invitation to make a clean break from a situation. And for some of you, it's an invitation to get over yourselves, say, I was wrong, and reach out to someone. Those are kind of the two extremes of whatever messages that these two cards can be delivering in this reading. And I think, as scary and challenging as this may seem, this is a good time to remind you that September is, we're going into eclipse season, coming right off of August, so the times ahead don't appear calm, let's put it that way. But there is hope in this moon card, trust me, we'll get to it. I think that no matter what these two advice cards are saying, and again, this is about stubbornness and relationships, there's something off in both of those things, and considering everything else, I don't want to generalize it and give a one-size-fits-all interpretation depending on, who's watching this or listening to this right now. So as a summary, oh yeah, I think that the invitation of the Seven of Swords here, let's get to that. Because let's just go, since we're being dramatic, let's be dramatic all the way. Let's read the Three of Swords as betrayal, betrayal, being actually left out in the cold, the invitation of the Seven of Swords here is now what? What options do you have now? I think that there are more resources that you do have than you are, giving yourself credit for. And I'm just now realizing while talking that these two beggars here are walking away from the Four of Wands towards the Seven of Swords. They're meeting each other here, reinforcing what I was saying about how I think that the Seven of Swords is an invitation for you to figure out, like, okay, so we're heavily outnumbered. What if most of the enemies didn't have swords? Maybe that would even the odds, that kind of thing. Because whatever happened is putting you in this situation, right? So I think that whatever, and again, depending on how the relationships that you have and the level of openness or how your will and drive to achieve what you want to achieve is showing up for you, or maybe also those around you, I don't know, because there's a community vibe here. It might be a time for you to consider, like, what options do I have now? And it is through that you can gain the light that you do need to make it to the top of the mountain that's down the middle of this card. The thing about the moon, it's it's a card of, you know, confusion, less information, creepy crawlies, all that shit. But there is a path down the middle of the mountain. That's why I always use the metaphor of walking through a forest at night with the glowy eyes staring back at you. It looks scary, but I think that the something I say a lot with that metaphor is to, you know, reassure you that the little glowing eyes can't hurt you and shit like that. But I think that the key to protecting yourself actually from whatever glowing eyes might be staring back at you while you're walking through the woods in the night is something that you can get either, you know, by making a clean break or, you know, apologizing, frankly, or getting an apology, or accepting that you might not get an apology. There are all sorts of ways that these cards right here, like flanking this entire reading in some weird ass Knight's Move way, are surrounding this Five of Coins here. It's a really striking layout of cards here. But again, no matter what these cards are saying for you, that's where through shrewdness and cleverness, you can find your way up the top of the mountain. And the Death card reversed here has been nodding silently along this entire time. This is a proof or indication that you're on the path of transformation. But like most things, most great journeys, you know, the hero's journey involves crossing the abyss. I'll put it that way. But you know, it does end with, you know, coming back to town with the lessons that you learned or whatnot. That's a good note to end on. If you hated your reading, please give this video a thumbs down, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 3, let's see what we have for you for September. Good news for you is pyramid placement should be on point. So in the present energy, we have the 10 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the 2 of Cups reversed. Very interesting mix of energies. So interesting and kind of not all over the place, but I just, I have the feeling I'm probably just going to throw down all 7 cards and stare at these. So in the past, we have the Page of Swords reversed. Let me just use the pyramid placement that I was just alluding to. So incoming energy, we have the 6 of Wands reversed. Awesome. Main advice, Queen of Swords. Supporting advice, 10 of Coins, with the King of Coins reversed at the bottom of the deck. Love this mix of energies here. How's this? Oh, not bad. All right. So I will stare at these cards. I'll see you right now. I'm really glad I thought of this. So I thought of a metaphor, a famous sci-fi scene. It's going to be Star Wars. That really summarizes the vibe of this, but I'm not sure when exactly I should get into it. So the thing that really strikes me about the present energy here, this Knight of Wands, 10 of Wands, 2 of Cups reverse combo, especially given everything else that's here, it's giving me vibes of the reason you're carrying these wands being someone not quite pulling their weight. So the thing is, and again, this is a collective reading. A lot of people are in different situations, right? So it really, depending on the situation of the person, you know, before me right now, the Knight of Wands, Page of Swords reverse combo is really interesting. It could be an invitation for you to, you know, be daring despite the odds that are, you know, confronting you right now. And it could be an invitation to look the truth in the eye. And I think that the metaphor that came to me is in the final moments of the first movie, where Luke is about to blow up the Death Star, and Obi-Wan says, "Use the Force, Luke," and then takes him, and he takes off his visor and makes the shot, right? So how I would tweak that is, instead of Obi-Wan telling Luke to use the Force, that the visor that he was going to use to make the shot just shorts out and malfunctions. And now all of a sudden, not only does he not have the info, let's say the goggles short out in the way that he's blind. So not only is he not getting the info, he has to remove the goggles and just use his eyes because he can't even pilot his X-Wing if he doesn't, right? And in that moment, and I really like that moment, the blowing up the Death Star is well, actually, it's the Six of Wands, Ten of Coins, and King of Coins reversed, all in one here. But the messages, and I really like the Luke Skywalker metaphor because of the new freshman on campus. In the past, like it's almost as if the let's just stick with this. I hope I'm not hitting close to home. I'm kind of just being silly, but it's almost as if part of the reason that Luke is in this situation is that he had shitty training, and now the little drone thing that he was fighting with his lightsaber with that helmet thing that blinds him, that he never got that, so he never got to really hone the abilities that he'd need or whatever. And now all of a sudden, the shot that he has to make to blow up the Death Star is even more impressive, let's say. So yeah, that summarizes a lot of this, like so much. So let's go to the advice card here. So I did say look the truth in the eye, but that was, let's say, one quarter tongue in cheek with the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords is a straight shooter. This is a good time to mention there are only 3 upright swords in the Rider-Waite Smith deck. And the Queen of Swords is holding one of them. And in this context, it represents the sword of truth, right? That's kind of why a lot of people hate the Queen of Swords. Like, of all the queens, it's almost like the the way that she nurtures you is by looking you straight in the eye and just telling you the truth, which kind of stings. And I think that again, it's difficult for me to elaborate what the Queen of Swords might be giving as advice for most of you, given the nature of this card and the nature of this present energy. But one thing is for sure, I really find it interesting that we have the final pip and the final court in the pentacles in the same reading here. But what I would say that the the 10 of coins and the king of coins reversed here, underpinning the whole thing, are saying is it's an invitation to reconnect with the big goal and to really connect with the long term, because again, it's almost as if this 10 here that you're at. Oh yeah, this could have been just final stretch energy too. I probably should have mentioned that part sooner. But regardless of anything, I think that how can I say this? Yeah, no matter what led to this situation where the people that you would like to delegate wands to aren't there, I think that no matter what you choose to look honestly or speak honestly, because swords are the realm of thoughts and words, so there's communication and thinking and that kind of shit involved here. But if you want the victory, yeah, there might be a delay in it, but it's not a wall, it's a speed bump. No matter what this Two of Cups represents for you, specifically, I really have the feeling that these 3 cards are linked, and these 3 cards are the now what part. So yeah, I don't even... I have the feeling that I've left it all on the table, so I'm just going to end the reading there. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and if you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, it's the Oracle card portion. Let's just make sure that things look good. How's this shot? I think this should be decent. Excellent. All right, Group A, your card is Change. Very interesting. considering the tarot readings that I just gave. The text under reads, "The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new." This fits in so well with all three readings, but I really don't want to be lazy and just read it again and move on. So I'm going to read it again. "The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new." Now I'm going to pause a second to make sure there isn't anything I have to add. All right, I made sure I could move on. I did my best. Group B, your card is Resoluteness. This is I Ching hexagram number 43. I haven't said this in a while. This is, I love this deck. I hate this font so much. Anyway, the keywords are determination, no compromises, unwavering focus, inner resolve, integrity, a test of character, self-examination. These Oracle cards are a little on the nose for this reading. It's kind of nuts. I'm going to reread it to see which ones jump to the front for me. So determination for sure. No compromises. There might be some of you, honestly. Unwavering focus. Inner resolve, definitely. Integrity and a test of character, I really love. And self-examination, so I'll just unpack that one a little. It's the old Einsteinian definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Some of y'all might be needing to take an audit of that. If there are things that you haven't been getting the results that you want and you haven't been examining your approach, you've been gently called out. Let's move on. Group C, your card is Chiron Heel. Okay, I'm gonna share this anecdote right now. Chiron moves insanely slow, okay? I have a lot of planets, well, 2 at 22 cardinal signs. Chiron is presently at around 22 Aries, T-squaring them on my natal chart. Chiron's been fucking me up for a bit, but let me, the keyword under this one is heal. Chiron is the wounded healer, which is why I opened with that. Let me just recuperate from the anecdote I just told and actually stare at this card. Give me a sec. Okay, yeah, as someone who has been getting fucked up by Chiron for the little while, there is some healing that comes to this. And I actually didn't pause for very long at all, because the thing that made me unpause almost immediately was the notion of the snake here. You know, intertwining this staff or whatever, almost like a caduceus type of thing. And it is giving me the message of transmutation. When I opened by bitching about my 22 cardinal planets, Moon and Mercury to be specific. But anyway, the pain or irritation that has been coming with Chiron did come with some breakthroughs also, which are quite frankly amazing. So take my word for it. Group D, your card is, oh, the new moon is Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. That is a really nice message of hope. Depending on the tarot reading that I gave you, it is possible that I might have scared the shit out of some of you. And I think that yeah, I said this not that long ago, but I think it's worth repeating, especially for this Oracle card for the tarot readings that I gave. If for some of you who might have been cynical during the encouraging parts of the tarot reading that I gave you, you can take this card as a little nudge that maybe that cynicism isn't warranted and that you really are on the right path despite it might not looking that way. And for those of you, for the rest, it's kind of just to just trust the process. You just heard me speak French. All right, I'm going to end the reading there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like. I hope you'll have a great September. Take care. I'll see you soon.